Hello, everybody, and welcome back to EU5 here with the Kingdom of Lithuania. It is the year 1466. It is the 15th of August. We are still at war with Brandenburg, Croatia, Bremen, Salzburg, and Bamberg, and Middle Styria. They have no bad rebellion. They lost 21,555 in this war. We lost 19,575, so really the losses are about the same. We still do have King Valdemar Gediminitis, who is now 62, who has ruled for essentially a decade after inheriting from his mother, Queen Rickesia, who did lead us from a duchy into a kingdom and ruled for over 50 years. So he will not rule for nearly as long, right? So his mother obviously, kind of dominated the country for a long period of time. We do have 1,500 ducats, making 12 a month, 35 stability, 2.39 million people. 100 legitimacy, 47 prestige, 0.79 diplomats. We are losing 0.02. 1,200 manpower, 486 sailors. We're getting 7 a month. We are trying to assimilate Polotsk into our primary culture. We're working on encouraging centralization, although that's not going so hot. And we do have our two armies. Both are out here in Western Brandenburg and Osterburg, and then Malkow tried to siege down a couple of forts of the Brandenburgers. They have no men remaining. We are improving to get opinion in Toro Pets. I think we're going to stop that here in a month or two, and then we will allow that to be discontinued. Then we'll go into trying to annex them. As without, then we'll be down to just the one vassal. Try to find. Delete a couple of the granaries because I'm not super concerned about the food right now. I initially had said I wasn't going to. We are also building up a spy network in the Teutonic Order because I do think I might try to get a tiny piece of, Brandenburger territory here, increase my sea access, right? And then if we eventually annex the Teutonic Order, or conquer, whatever you want to call it, we might have the opportunity, as there is a breach now. We are still likely to fail at assault. There's just a 14% chance of that fortress falling. There's a 49% chance up here in the north. Which naturally doesn't happen. But I do think enough time has gone on now where I do want to start to try to build up a little bit of our economy. We cannot encourage or increase control the two different counselors or cabinet members, so we are going to go back to trying to convert people to Catholicism. So we are converting to assimilating into our culture, increasing control, and trying to convert. As we are losing a little bit more and more money each month. Let's take a look at where we're at in terms of our primary goods, right, at the Vilna market. Gold, of course, we need pearls, sugar, Iron we have tried to increase, but that unfortunately is something that we are now getting to be a little bit short on. Blacksmiths for tools guilds. Wrought iron barrels for gunsmiths, 7.29. Rural blacksmith for market villages. Burgers are also exporting some iron. So a bog iron smelter would produce 0.3 iron. So that's not really going to produce a lot of iron, right? The burgers are now building a market warehouse in Riga. We also don't have enough fine fabric, which or wool apparently. Oh, this is all in the Riga market. Never mind. I was very confused for a second. So if we look at where we can find iron, you can see we do have three locations. Three locations. Sorry. As we are down to 7 ducats a month now. I mean, again, a lot of that is just because of the army, right? Well, we're spending, 1 on food. Fort maintenance, we're spending about 10. Army is spending about 5. I mean, that's 15 ducats right there. And of course, during the winter months, you don't sell as much food, so. But we are going to need more iron. I mean, that is just kind of the reality of it. We're not producing any food. We have 40% control, and right, we're at wood, so it's a negative 12.5% proximity speed. Really would like to be able to take one of these fortresses. I mean, it's been going on for 278 days and 208 days. Again, we could try to recruit a Hudafist, but I don't think that would be great. Okay, so this is bog iron smelter. All right, so we need more coal then. So we do have 1.3 coal. So in Turkey, we will build a bog iron smelter. In Kaunas. And there we go. We did take Balkow. We are going to split our army in half. There's a tiny Brandenburger force down there. We're at 449 men. We have a resolution to vote on because we do have our cardinal seat. We win the Battle of Osterberg, which I guess I didn't even realize we were having a Battle of Osterberg, but okay. We have now researched efficient bureaucracy, 5% legislative efficiency, which is good because while he's no longer, he's not an embezzler like his mother, he is not, because he's, what is his trait? Architectural visionary, we do lose 20% legislative efficiency. So that benefits us a little bit. Bureaucracy is the oil that makes the wheels of our administration turn smoothly. With the appointment of efficient bureaucrats that have both talent and the will to properly fulfill their tasks, we will ensure the seamless operation of our government structures. Parshim we have taken. We will create a new commander just temporarily. Titus will come in because we are going to be fighting the small Brandenburger army. We have taken Warren now. Really not entirely sure where they are going, but... Oh, they're trying to lift the siege of Berlin. Okay. But it's 5,000 against 400, yeah. Board to the saddle, get Titus Radziwill gets cavalry power plus 10%. This general is aboard the saddle. Cavalry led by this leader will be able to make better use of their flanking advantage. Zetislava Kluksborki has reached the age of 16. The nobility is now building another masonry. We have taken Malchin. We now have... Somehow the fur has run out of... trade to Paris, even though it really has it, but okay. We have discovered a holy relic. First time we have done that, I believe. Antiquarians driven by a society's spiritualist values rather than monetary incentives have discovered an invaluable holy record at Melissa donated to the state so may be preserved for the future. However, the Davidsky claimed that this artifact is no longer aligned with our religious doctrine since it was lost and it should be burned if possible. Regardless, it's still people still consider it religiously canon, and the Davidsky are willing to let this slide if we insist. It belongs in a museum. The masterpiece regalia is created in Vilnius. Societal values by 2 towards humanist and plus 0.11 towards spiritualist. Yeah. You can see we're at 98% war score. 100% war score. So what I'm going to try to do, actually, we are negotiating only for ourselves. Can we get an extra... let's not be too greedy. Let's say 150. And then we'll also take the maps of North Yemen. Then they will annul all treaties with Brandenburg. I mean, it's not like I want to force Hungary to continue to fight on their own, but at the same time, I'll have them break 3 treaties. I'll get a little bit of land, a little bit of money, and my army will be able to return home. I feel like that's reasonable. I'm trying to see if is it all right. All right, 22 battles, occupation blockades, and then the attacker taking we've been at war for 4 years. Yeah. Koslin will come to Lithuania. We'll get 162 ducats, and Middle Styria will have to annul a bunch of treaties. All right, we lost 6,900. They lost 22,844. And we will now return our armies back to Lithuania. We are close to apparently being the target of an international organization against the Hansa. Apparently the Hansa did not appreciate us coming into Germany. Which I can respect, right? Like, I can respect that aspect. Or if they're saying, hey, man, you know, you don't belong here. We know that our armies are exiled. We have levies raised to peace. The Brandenburgish Patriots, right? Lack of food at one of our armies. And Eastern Pomeranian Patriots. But we are going to go towards integrating Kozolin, which obviously is going to take quite a while. Yeah, I know. Stop telling me that. Damn. We are missing a bunch of RGOs again. But again, our seriously. Morons. Are we not allied with them? Apparently not. That's interesting. Oh, well. I thought we were still allied with... No. I'm not gonna... I mean, we do have land from the Holy Roman Empire, so I guess that's fair, but... We did disband our entire army because I thought we were still allied to Wolgast. Apparently we're not. And as we're not, we're going to be able to get military access anywhere to move our army. And of course, we don't have a navy yet to transport it, so I just disbanded it. And said it's going to be allowed to return home. So 13 years, Kozolin will become a proper Lithuanian province. In Common Domines be debated. All faithful should condemn report any acts of piracy. I'll agree to that. Eastern Pomeranian Patriots, Brandenburgish Patriots, and the Kashubian Patriots are all trying to rise up. We now have 5 markets: Lubeck, Riga, Novgorod, Kiev, and Vilnius. I don't know, like, maybe that wasn't the wisest thing to do. I really don't know why we have, like, hospitals, temples, and cathedrals all in the same... Like, that seems a bit excessive. To have a hospital, like temple, cathedral, and a monastery all in the same county. That seemed a bit excessive. Luis Vilkburgis has reached the age of 16. Similarly, I really don't know why what the hell we're spending all this money on. We're going to try to expand iron again. And we'll increase our taxation again as well. We also need a lot more charcoal, which I'm aware of. The location of Yusashi is now considered part of our patrimony. We shall defend it to the last drop of peasant blood. Why was it already a core? I'm confused by that, but okay. I mean, it's been part of Lithuania for quite a while, game, but all right. So we can't expand our masonry any further. But we can in Vilnius. So we'll do that in Vilnius. Alright, so we've got 3 charcoal kilns, a bog iron smelter, expanding iron mines, and a masonry. All trying to be built up. I think we have a little bit of... Okay, no, we don't have any trading capacity. Valdemir Jedabeditis, who is now 3. Now, we do have the money to try to give him an expensive education. Now, maybe Usashi's a core because we now have enough people who are Alsatian? I guess? Right? And so that's going to help with our monthly control and everything, which is good, right? So... we are up to 21.36 ducats. I would like to be making more, but Jolada Radziwill has reached the age of 16. Again, an expensive education will be 256.4 ducats. 1% increase in cost of the court. What is his trait? He is gregarious. Diplomatic ability increases. Now the Hansa, you know, right, as we continue to say we're not trying to be too overly aggressive here, the Hansa continues to say, well, you know, maybe they're not so bad. Now we do have temporary appointments, which is going to mean said cabinet member costs are replacing them negative 10%. The efficient logistics will allow us to build roads cheaper. We can get another artist. Stability investment costs, that'll be nice. Provincial governors, the speed of integration. That will be big. Blockade efficiency. Makeshift repairs I'll add. Just, I mean, I don't know. You know, priests will say we'll get a little bit happier. Our fort limit will go up by 10%. I don't really care so much about the... I guess I'll do up one of the power projections. And we'll increase our naval initiative. Right, but I don't really know. What do I want to say? You know, that I'm that worried about getting crossbowmen regiments, right? It's really the fact that it's going to increase the cost of my court is what I'm actually kind of bummed about right now. Like the charcoal kilns I actually think are fine because it's going to help make the wood a little bit more profitable. Is 0.25 worth it? I don't know if it is. Right? Like, is that worth the increase in the cost of the court and the increase in... and the decrease in money? I don't know. We do have the temporary appointments. Yeah, I think we're just going to go for diplomatic education. The temporary appointments having a court member serve a position for life carries the inherent risk of them amassing undue power and influence. They also tend to dedicate less effort to their tasks due to being given excessive responsibilities. To avoid this messiness, we can establish a system of temporary assignments. That way the officials are assigned to their positions they are best qualified for, but can be reassigned with each should they grow too complacent in their roles. Yeah, you know what? Let's go in here. So we've not yet entered the age of discovery, even though that's where we are in the game, of course. We can claim the throne on Poland. Yeah. Oh, so our king has died. King Constantinus Genidius, without royal glory, his country's majesty's good leadership skills and superior technical knowledge will help us vanquish those that dare stand against us. We bring sad news. King Valdemar Genidius has died at the age of 64. He was king of the kingdom of Lithuania. He died naturally of old age. Our religious minorities will mourn somewhat of his great tolerant nature. So we are going to encourage urban trade fleets. So Constantinus, who is 46 years old, his father Valdemar was the Prince of Atex from 1434 to 1449. Then, of course, they were integrated. And he was the king of Lithuania from the 13th of April, 1456 to January of 1468. So a little over a dozen years. Or a little bit under, sorry. Why the hell am I losing legitimacy? That made no sense. I'm sorry. Why was I losing legitimacy? He's a defensive planner. He has no traits for me to lose legitimacy on, but okay. Sure, I mean, just randomly have me lose legitimacy, game. I mean, we might form the Commonwealth of Poland and Lithuania because just the Poles refuse, and I do mean refuse, to have a positive opinion of me. Culturally, you know, we are definitely seeing more and more Oxations you know, a tar kiln would give us 0.19. Really don't know why we had to spend more money there on legitimacy. This is... yeah, fine. Don't really care. I know we have an underage heir, but at least we have an heir, right? So that's the big thing. So the game acknowledges he's our heir, so we don't have to worry about trying to lose the 30 legitimacy just to... have him kind of, you know, be not nominated as the heir when we already know he's the heir, right? So... And really, we should be making more money from our wood now because we've got all these okay, our charcoal kilns and our tar kilns not yet been built. So I guess that's fair, but... Yeah, the Hansa, 52.91, diplomats exposed. We lose 20 prestige because they were involved in some kind of shady action. That's not great. If we look here at our Navy, we have the Hulk, the Early Carrack, the Bark, and the Mediterranean Galley. We are at 7.78% on integrating the Coslin, which will be done in about 13 years, we think. So even in the bridge, which gives us 10% proximity speed, Dmitro Tarosky died at 61, our third cousin. Another wild animal got him. Now we could build an irrigation, 35. Yeah, we'll build an irrigation there. Market Village doesn't do this. Maria van Mecklenburg. She's a ruler's mother. A courtier of the Kingdom of Lithuania. She had heart failure. Since dyes are something that we always kind of need a lot of, we will build another dye maker. I mean, there's not really anything in Gordinus we can build that would make money. Minsk. Similar, paper makers guild. I mean, similar in Minsk, right? Like, I don't understand exactly how we have lost 4 ducats. Like, it's a thing apparently, but you know, we got the manpower back. I mean, maybe not quite to what it was before, but not too far away. We have enough masonry, so we're not, you know, spending crazy amounts there. We don't have an embezzler or a ruler with a negative trade economically. I mean, I get there's places we don't have great control, right? But I certainly do understand that aspect of it, but we didn't have great control before, and we were making like 21 or 24 ducats. So how we're down now, I don't entirely understand, but I guess all that matters is that we are. I don't know how we have inflation. And we just lost more money. I'm tempted to like just get rid of the amount of money we're spending on. All right, we have 9 bailiffs. That's like our big expense. But again, we had all those buildings previously. We had all those buildings previously. Yeah, we're going to try to increase our control of places. Because obviously that would increase our income and our manpower, but... So now we're going to be trying to assimilate Polotsk as much as we can, and then increase our control while integrating Kazalin. We are going to build a fine Tailors Guild in Vilnius. Obviously, towns do help. Build gravel road costs, -5% logistics and communications are what allows us to properly administrate our entire territory. To facilitate better communication between our provincial governors and the central rulership, we need a well-established network of roads for messengers to travel upon. I do like that. Looking at the missing control. Wow. A lot of missing control here. We think it's already maxed out in these areas, but this would give us a lot of control. A little bit of control here, right? I mean... Location income again, it's just these areas. Minsk is starting to make a little bit. For some reason, this is just unprofitable as heck. Despite the fact that we have roads. Brest-Litovsk. You know what? We are going to spend a lot of money here on building roads. And trying to expand our highway. That is something I will do. We'll connect that road. So we have a lot of highways being built up, as we are going to be trying to build. Yeah, we're going to get rid of that, and we're going to get rid of the temple. I don't care about the removing pagans. I mean, that sounds bad, but I really don't. At this point in time, I really do not care. We're also, since the game has decided I just cannot make any money, which is really kind of amazing, because I don't have an army I'm paying or a navy that I paid for. Like, so that is really kind of amazing at this point. And we are going to start annexing Torpets. I don't have an army or a navy, and yet I've lost money. All my markets are making money. I've done economic buildings. I've increased control. And yet the only thing that increases is my expenditures. That makes no sense. I understand we're a poor nation. We don't have gold. We don't have silver. We don't have tin. We don't have lead. We don't have copper. We don't have, like, silk. We don't have a lot of really profitable RGOs or anything like that. I get that. But as control increases, population increases, taxes increase, economic buildings increase, which I get it, theoretically might also lower the price of goods a little bit. But also people have more jobs and they're working, so theoretically they're getting paid maybe a little bit more than what they were as just peasants. You would think our state income would rise, but it's not. Which is kind of baffling. I know when I build, I'm focusing mostly on the villa market, and that could be part of the problem, probably, right? But again, all of our markets are making money, even Lubeck, at 0.05. So I am going to build a town here in Brest, the toss a salt collector, that's fine, in Palanga. I don't like spending that little on forts, but I just... Why am I spending so damn much? Yeah, that's fine. I don't care that you think I'm a warmonger. The man's barely been king. He hasn't done anything. But you're going to say he's a warmonger, that's fine. Yeah, no, the temple at Turov is going to get destroyed. Probably. The hospital here protects definitely will be. Now, in theory, irrigation, right, increases food output, which might increase the prosperity. In theory. Oh, we already have a bunch of roads. Okay, yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Why am I spending 20? We have an aristocratic court, that's fine, but... I really don't understand how that means I spent 20 ducats on something when I have 100 legitimacy. That part doesn't make sense to me. What is this doing? It's a rural smelter. I don't know what we're smelting. Because it doesn't say bog iron, it just says smelter. So we're going to wait until we can found a town in Brest-Litovsk, and then that will be the end of this episode. I am not voting for a crusade. Consort Victoria de Hohenlohe. The new consort of ruler, Consort Victoria de Hohenlohe, is brought with her many culinary innovations from a native Dijon. The courtiers of Majori Vilnius are fascinated by the weird utensil called fork used by the consort to dine and the strange new dishes and ingredients she has brought from the south. Everybody wants to keep their reputation, has quickly started to copy her, and the new trend has created a great demand for things like olives, wheat, and wine. With the arrival of Italian Source, so four says the new Grand Duchess cuts her Lithuania numerous culinary innovations get with her to the Lithuanian court, like the fork in many traditional Italian recipes. We will lose 107 ducats. We will go towards outward, and then if we don't need that, we will gain 5 prestige and 7 stability. Fine. We get +1 artist because we have the right to rule. Our administration is centered around the premise that the most talented people should be assigned to appropriate posts. As such, the ruler should be the most gifted member of the realm, as benefits someone who leads our entire country. In the unfortunate case that the ruler might be lacking, we will need people who are skilled at embellishing the truth to communicate the ruler's extraordinary competence, be it through imposing statues, astonishing paintings, or exalting verses. Well, the whole goal was to get to 800 ducats so that I would have 500 after building the town, but now we have a few more months to go. Why do we have such shit control here? Average satisfaction negative 7.75. Okay. But why is it 13%? We have road. Well, okay, we're gonna have more roads, but no. We do not need a cathedral and a temple. It's just mind-blowing. I think we might be maxed out at Sloanin in terms of our control. Now, the lack of proximity, right, definitely hurts us. Yeah, you can merge or we could definitely increase our control a lot. So that should help. Theoretically, all the roads will help our proximity a little bit. Theoretically. Colesburg still has some devastation. Again, the more Plots gets assimilated, the more happy in theory people will become. I'm pretty damn sure we should be gaining diplomats, but according to the game, not so much. Because we haven't touched that. We're also going to stop spending money on food, which is going to hurt people's happiness, I know, but it really is wild to me that, well, at least they're building a. At least it's an economic building, right? And we probably need books, so that's fine. I do need to read and watch up on how to manage multiple markets because that will probably help my economy as well. And of course, increasing our trade capacity, right, will also be a way that we can potentially increase the price of goods on our market. That's also fair. We are up to 2.5 million people, though, and we are going to get to 1470. So this is a bit of a longer episode. I do apologize for that. But again, I don't want to go under 500 ducats because you just never know when something's going to happen, right? In terms of maybe a crisis, maybe something else. He is now 48 years old. His son and heir is now 5. So ideally, Valdemar will be King Valdemar II. Will be able to. So we have a Poland is my ally. I don't. Kozolin is starving, -41 food. I mean, that makes sense because it's not integrated and it's obviously not connected to us either. Religious uproar, according to the governor of Cobra, the citizens are in uproar because one of our missionaries' complete lack of respect for any religious practices or traditions different from their own. He's asking us to consider canceling all further missionary activities in the area, or at least send some more troops until things calm down a bit. Yeah. We'll ignore them. I mean, we're not really trying to convert them at the moment actively, but okay. So at Brest-Litovsk, we are going to try to build a new town. It'll take 1 year. Sakubir Tarowski has come of age. He's our ruler's third cousin. So, I mean, again, we do have a lot of towns. We've got Pinsk, we've got Helm, we have Tarov, Slutsk, Minsk. There's something over here, I think. Drutsk. Yeah, so let's see, how many towns do we have? I have one. Okay, we have. Well, Polonga is a town. I don't know why it says we can't build anything there, but anyway. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That'll be 12, of course. 13, 14, 15. We have 15 towns. Or we will have 15 towns. Well, what Samus do we have here? Support a noble. I know I'm not going to do that. Expand our armory. What? No. We don't really have a lot of mining operations, but we'll go for that. Okay, we move towards centralization. I mean, it's 22% chance. It's not going to happen, but we are supposed to move towards centralization. We're moving towards traditionalist, spiritualist. We're still moving towards, which does slow down our assimilation speed. Autocracy, serfdom, belligerence. We're moving towards conciliatory, quantity over quality, offensive over defensive, land over navy, traditionalist over capital. Hurts our production efficiency, I guess, or actually gives us more building cost. Communalism over individualism. And then we're looking inward a little bit compared to outward. But anyways, thank you everybody for watching. Try to do better in the future. Take care, and I'll talk to y'all later.